Hi everyone, welcome back. So this is a quick clip that we're going to get into that was from a previous video. But as always, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research and invest in following coins and companies. And let's get into the clip. Mawson Infrastructure Group Inc. announces March 2023 production update. Here are the details that we have on them. March Bitcoin self-mining energy market program and hosting co-location results. So total self-mining Bitcoin production was 42.97, which is kind of what they had in, what was that, February as well. Right? They were pretty close to that. Self-mining miners installed was 5,880. Energy market program revenue was approximately, 90,000, it looks like. And then the hosting co-location revenue was 1.55 million. So they are generating more from hosting. Don't know what the margins are on that one right now. We'll wait until we get the Q1 results from them. We'll see what the margins are on that one. Key achievements in March: entered into a sale agreement for Texas sites and related equipment for 8.5 million. So that's good. They're getting out of that area. And they're going to basically concentrate on the Pennsylvania area, the one that they have working on right now. Final stages of energization and commissioning commenced for the 120 megawatt Midland, Pennsylvania site expansion. And then final stages of energization and commissioning commenced for the first 12 megawatts of 120 megawatt at Sharon, Pennsylvania. And then all the arrival of the Australian AC miners, 5,392, in Midland, Pennsylvania, have arrived, so that's also good there. And then we've also covered their operational focus in the past. I'm not going to get into it. You guys can read it here if you like. And this is all from Yahoo Finance, so you can find it all on there. Okay, so let's take a look at the numbers that I do have for them, and we'll see where they stand right now. So Mawson right now has 14.1 million shares outstanding, roughly. Stock price is at $3.20. Market cap is at 45.2 million, as it is right now. Current hash rate is about 533 petahash. Future hash rate that we have for them right now is 1.7 exahash. So they are still on the smaller side of things. I'd like to see them grow more, but they do have sites where they can grow. We'll see how they grow going forward. And I believe they are going to be growing forward. So currently they're about 31.34% operational. Future hash rate growth is about 219. They don't hodl any Bitcoin right now, so that's at 0. And their hash rate per average per miner is 89 terahashes, almost 90 terahashes, which is fine. Bitcoin production here, you can see here that they peaked in May of last year at 185. From there, they were coming down here. Their worst month was in December of last year, 23.34 Bitcoin only mined, but they have improved a little bit here ever since then. They had 34.93 in January, 43.3 in February, and they actually mined a little bit less here, 42.97, which is expected since they didn't install any hash rate, and the network hash rate has gone up, so that's kind of what we see is a little bit less production when that happens. Okay, Bitcoin's BTC per exahash efficiency wise, ever since February, they've been pretty stable here around 80, 81, 80, still on the lower side. Some of the other miners are a little bit higher than that, but so it's not too bad there. And we can see here that they mined 42.97 Bitcoin. That got us to approximately 1.08 million in revenue for them. Based on that, we can see here that they were basically mining for about 28 and a half or so roughly days in February with the miners that they do have here. Okay, so that's for the miners there. That got us to the 1.079, 1.8, 1.08 in revenue. As far as institutions are concerned, institutions did increase a little bit to 18. Shares also increased to 761,150, but percentage owned for some reason went down to 5.39. So I'm guessing there's a little bit of dilution happening here in the shares just from a month ago. Possibly. We still have the same analyst ratings, so one buy rating. Price targets are still the same, $12 for the high, $7.50 for the low, or for the average, and $3 for the low on that one. Okay, based on my numbers here, we can see that the last 3 quarters, they generated approximately 24.32 million, but the revenue has been coming down here quite a bit here. It is now, the first quarter looks like it's going to be a little bit higher. It's going to be about 2.8 million compared to the 2.2 million in Q4, which is good. So they have increased that, but Bitcoin price has also gone up. So that's definitely helping them out right now. But it's a far cry from where it was at 16.2 million in, what was that, Q2, at the end of Q2 in June of last year. Based on all of these numbers and where they're growing, we're looking at about 27 million total, 50% net income from gross revenue. We're looking at 1439. I think that's actually kind of high. We probably should reduce that down to about a PE of 10. That would get us to about 960. And if they're really efficient at 75% net income from gross revenue, then we're looking at $14.39, somewhere around there. They are at $3.20. I think they are still undervalued. And I think that maybe the PE might be even a little high for them right now because they do still have some growth to them, but they're not getting that high as far as right now. Now, if they continue to expand out their facilities and figure out ways to get miners installed, they can dilute more if they wanted to. They have not a lot of shares out. I think they have one of the lowest numbers of all the miners here as far as shares count is concerned. So they do have room to expand that way where they could dilute and grow that way, but we'll see. Nothing has been made concrete yet, and if it does, we'll obviously update you guys right now. But biggest thing for them is getting the miners that they got from Australia, getting those installed, getting the facilities hooked up with energization, getting miners installed, growing their hash rate, and getting that done as quickly as possible because we are only a year away from the halving event, which is going to decrease their production by half, okay? So that's my biggest thing there. These guys, like I said, are undervalued, but they are smaller, so I think there are better miners out there that are growing much faster and have a much better potential going forward than Mawson right now does, until they actually provide us with some information that they are growing beyond the 1.7. I'd like to see them grow to about 5 or higher, potentially, if they can. That would make them really good, but at least if they can get to about 5 to 7, that would get them in line with ones like Cypher, who else? Iris, and TerraWolf. That would kind of put them in that kind of boat. Right now, they're kind of sitting around where where Hut 8 is at, Hive, and one other maybe around that 2.5 exahash mark, somewhere around there. Okay? So that's kind of what we're looking at there. Let me know if you guys have any questions, comments in the comments down below. Okay.